Hey, you guys, what is going on YouTube? What is going on Instagram? I pray that everyone is doing well. Today is Tuesday, which means normally, no, today's Wednesday. Technically, normally on Tuesdays, I go live at night around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instagram, but I'm deciding that I want to start doing my lives in the morning. So I got Instagram trading view up. And so as you guys are coming in, I just want to welcome you guys and thank you all for tuning in. And what we're going to be talking about today is how to connect to the trader within you. I know that this is something that a lot of traders struggle with. I know this is one thing that I've struggled with in the beginning because in the beginning, you hear about trading, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case may be, maybe an ad pop up, and you're like, man, like I really want to be that person. I think, it stems down for when we were in school or when we were growing up, we heard about stock market and we heard about people making money that way. But now as we're getting older and we're hearing about more people make money with forex and then in crypto, and in the stock market, with the bonds market, and we really want to be those people. A lot of times we're coming to this market, most of us want to leave our 9 to 5s, right? And that's what it really boils down to. You really want to leave your 9 to 5, but unfortunately they don't know the realism or what it really takes to be a trader, and then they really won't understand until they've either blown an account or until they figure, man, it's been a year or it's been 2 years or 3 years, and I just really can't, I just can't make it work for me, right? And so we're going to talk about that. So before we do, I want you guys to picture back to a time when, what's up, Doc? What's going on? I want you guys to picture back to a time when you had your first job, or even all the way up to the job that you have now. Some of you guys may like the jobs that you have. Some of you guys may not like the jobs you have. However, your job trained you to succeed in that position, right? That's how you get your promotions. That's how you trading is the same way. I mean, for most of us, when we were younger, we worked in fast foods restaurants, right? McDonald's, Wendy's, Hardee's, Crystals, White Castle, Charles Jr. Just depends on where you are in the world, right? I'm just speaking of the United States, even Burger King, right? Now, if you worked at, McDonald's or to be taught how to be a cashier, taught to be a cook, or a manager, or whatever the case may be, then they taught you how to work in that position. You had to go fill out the application, you had to go watch a video, you had to be trained with someone on how to work the wash your hands, how to stock up. They literally trained you to do that job. You became the cashier, you became the manager, you became the cook. That was who you were, right? Every day when you woke up, you went to school, you went to that job, you knew your role, you knew your position, you knew when you had to be there, you knew all that information, right? And fun fact, you guys, when I was 18 years old, I did work at McDonald's. I worked there from 17 to 18. I actually did like it. Like I tell my husband all the time, as a teenager, that was one of my most fun jobs that I actually had. And I was gonna be the manager. They wanted to make me the manager, but I wasn't 18 at the time. I was still in school, but that's just how it worked. And I quit before I turned 18 too, right? So I got to say that I did quit before I turned 18. However, I was one of those people who the other cashiers and cooks came to, like, yo, it's a long line. We got to get this thing moving. I was about my business, even when I worked at McDonald's, and I used to get into it with a few managers all the time because I felt like they wasn't doing their job. And I was, so yeah, I was not the one to play with, even though I wasn't the manager. I just knew how to step up into roles. However, without being in the role, that's just what it was. I just had the mindset to just go and do and implement. I watched what the managers did. I went and implemented without the role, without um, even at 18, you guys, I was a bank teller. And so by 19 years old, I was training people how to do my job. Like I'm training people 2, 3, 4 years times my age how to do my job, but I had to be the teller first. I had to know how to count vault money, how to count 10 in my drawer from the $1 bill up to the $100 bills, the change, how to do the paperwork, the cash ins, the cash outs. the deposits. Even when I worked overseas in Germany, dealing with foreign exchange, foreign currencies, what we did exchanging foreign currencies, I had to know conversion rates. I had to know reconversion rates. I had to know exchange interest rates. I had to know when we change out the exchange rates every single day at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which was 8 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time in New York. I had to know all that information when it came to even me doing my job as a person who dealt with foreign money, which we do here in the Forex market, right? But I had uniqueness and I had an ability to connect with my customers and my coworkers, which led me to being a teller trainer, which is probably why I teach today, you guys. Like that's probably why I'm good at speaking and teaching the information to other traders, because everything was literally just a system. It was just to step into that role as a trader. Like no one comes into trading knowing where to start, what to do, and how to do it. And honestly, you guys, the best place to start, like when you're starting, is coming in not knowing anything and being yourself. You're a beginner. Okay. So we're going to dig deep here today within you, because you need to know who you are, but it literally does start with you. So if you do not know me, you guys, my name is Shaquan. I am the educator and the founder of SLFX Trading, and I help new and struggling traders who've been trading for more than 6 months slow down and think each detail of their technique through so they can make clear and decisive decisions. And I teach people how to become independent traders by teaching my personal technique, the TMP technique. It's a highlighting trend trading system that I love to teach, that deals with 3 rules. And I teach that within 6 to 12 weeks to traders. I also teach other people who want to become Forex coaches. And I do another trading company. I teach their students how to become successful traders. And we're in that process right now where I'm helping them in their beginning stages as well. And so if you missed yesterday's lives, you guys, this live is going to be very important, because yesterday we talked about how to simplify entering trades, right? We talked about how to enter into the market. But last week, I actually had a student come to me in another trading company. He made a statement. He said, well, how are we supposed to know who we are? How are we supposed to know if we're the scalper or the day trader, or what we actually want to trade? Like, how do we build ourselves up to that? And one thing that I've learned about it is that you have to be built as a trader. You have to come from your beginning position, right? Because once again, you don't know what you're doing when you first come in. None of us knew when we first come in. But I think this is a time when you really want to be selfish. And I mentioned that yesterday in yesterday's live. You need to think about you first and really not what other people are doing or saying. Your curiosity, but once that curiosity is struck in, you got to become selfish, right? Because at the end of the day, you guys, you're 9 to 5. A job does not care about your schedule. A job does not care about your life pressures. A job does not care about the bills you have to pay, the family issues that you have when you leave that job, or the lack of capital that you to your account to be a Forex trader, or even invest in the stock market, or buy a house, or buy a car. They're going to pay you what they're going to pay you based on the value that you're saying you can bring to that company. That's it. But here's the thing: you care about your life, you care about your bills, you care about your family issues, and you care that you need money to come into the market, right? So with that being said, there's more to life than that 9 to 5. I used to tell people all the time, even when I worked at McDonald's, this is a job, this is not my career. This is not my ending, this is just my beginning. I always used to say that because I couldn't stand that, a lot of people belittled us growing up and working in a fast food restaurant or whatever, because no, like, I don't need this job. I'm young. I'll get another one if I need to, right? But here's the thing though, as I've gotten older and gotten better jobs and just making more money elsewhere, I realized your 9 to 5 is what's gonna, be able to afford you to do the things you want to do as a Forex trader for right now. It's gonna help fund your account. It's going to help put money in your account, whether you trade with a prop firm or you have your own money that's saved away, stashed away. You actually need that 9 to 5, but before you can get to where you can focus on leaving your job, you still have to start where you are right now, right? That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest. All right, I got you, Jay. We'll talk about that in the Swing Trading Society, okay? We'll talk about that there, King. Yeah, that's one of my students. We'll talk about that analysis there. Okay. For now, we're going to focus on the topic at hand. Okay. So yeah, I want you guys to really start to focus on one of the things that you guys want to do is, and I want you guys to write this down, okay? Understand that your time as a person is valuable and your time as a trader is valuable. That is really important, okay? So if you want to eventually leave your 9 to 5, then you want to trading into your schedule. A lot of times I see traders just start whenever, learn whenever, and it's like, no, like this is actually a business at the end of the day. And while you're working, the one thing you don't want to do is you don't want trading and working to mix unless you can just be able to schedule both in. But you really want to start with the free time that you actually have. So if you have free time, let's say that you have free time after work, an hour or two, then you want to schedule trading then. You want to schedule learning the system then, learning what you're doing then. But you don't want it to conflict with what you're doing. You don't want it to take over your life and overwhelm. And that's because that was something that you didn't focus on in the beginning, whether you knew it or not, or someone just didn't tell you. And to be honest, a lot of this isn't shared with a lot of traders. No one how to place learning how to trade into your schedule. No one taught you how to schedule out a time slot so it doesn't distract you from your personal life. No one showed you how to do that. And so what happens is you become frustrated, you become confused, you're all over the place, you got too many time frames. So once again, before you focus on the trading aspect, you got to focus on the time it takes for you to learn how to trade, how to make it into a schedule, how to make it into a routine. So first thing first, your time is valuable. Make sure that trading is going to fit into your personal life and not the opposite way around. You do not want to become addicted to these price charts because it is easy to do. The second thing that you guys want to do is you want to determine the quantity and the quality of when and how you're making your money. Good morning, Water Breeze Life. Y'all, I just want you to know I'm live streaming on like 3 different platforms: YouTube, Instagram, and TradingView. Okay. So if I'm speaking to other peoples on one of these platforms, okay. But yeah, so you do want to, determine the quantity and quality of when and how you're going to be making your money, right? So I want you guys to think about this because I don't know who here is a scalper. I don't know who here is a day trader. I don't know who here is a swing trader, right? But if you want to pay yourself daily, Shaquan, I want to show up to the markets every single day. I want to be able to at least place 1 or 2 trades. You're becoming a day trader or a scalper, right? You're analyzing the lower time frames, i.e., the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 30 minute, the 15 minute, the 5, or even the 1 minute. You're showing up for hours. Like you should have that planned out. Once again, it's a routine, and you're basically saying, I'm going to place a trade or two, or maybe even multiple if I can, if I see a setup, right? And one of the benefits for day traders and scalpers is that, for one, y'all gonna have a short trading period, but you have to be there on your price charts for at least a few hours if you can, right? Some people do the London session, some people start early in the morning on the New York session, some people come back in the evening to the Asian session. It just depends on what it is that you choose to do. You can start off with a smaller account size, because your take profit and your stop loss and pips are going to trade. Your lot size can be bigger. You're there to make your money and go, right? That's what you're doing as that scalper or that day trader. But if you say, Shaquan, I don't mind holding my positions. I don't mind coming to the markets every so often. I don't mind, my trades paying me weekly, twice a week. Then you're saying that you don't mind becoming the swing trader. You're saying that you want to analyze the higher time frames, i.e., the monthly, weekly, daily, or the 4 hour. Even the 1 hour can be that bridge. You're saying that you don't mind showing up less often, which means your analysis time is going to be shorter. When you enter your trades, it's going to be shorter. You can basically place the trade and walk away because you already know you're going to be holding your trades for a longer period of time. And one of the things with this is your account does have to be a little bit bigger if you want to see more decent returns. It's not really necessary, but that is if you want a bigger returns, right? And then another thing is knowing that your stop loss is going to be bigger, but your take profit in pips is going to be bigger as well, can give you a really good advantage, because there's a misconception that the risk to reward can be off for both types of traders. A swing trader can get a 1 to 4, 1 to 5 risk to reward, just like the day trader who can get a 1 to 1, 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4 risk to reward as well. What it really boils down is to your personality, once again, your time, how long you want to hold a trade for, what your account size is going to be for you trader. First thing first, you guys, is you want to focus on you as the trader. Waterbreed Life says that doesn't trade forex, trades future, but likes your mindset. Thank you, I truly appreciate it, and it works for all markets. I trade and invest in different markets, not just forex. I invest in the stock market. I invest in ETFs. I invest and trade the crypto market. So it has to be the same around the board, right? Like it's almost like a one size can fit all type of thing. The lingo would just change. You see what I mean? Your risk would just change per market, right? So that's what it really will boil down to. And I know for me as a coach, what people mostly come to me for, you guys, is they want me to help longer. Like, I give you guys an example. A few of my students just got out of a pound JPY trade. They were in that trade for about a week, right? But if they got in on a lower end, they made over 300 pips, right, in a week on one pair. If they've gotten in on the higher side, that could have been about 200. Depends on which candle that they entered the trade on. However, here's what it is, right? So people who come to me, they've tried day trading, but maybe the lower time frame was too noisy, or their schedule just does not permit them to be a day trader or a scalper so they can take daily profits. Don't have family, their life schedule is busy. It's maybe even when they get off of work. Like for me, I have my kids after I'm done working as a trader and as a coach, right? I have a family. I don't want to always be on my charts watching my charts. I actually like the concept of my trades running for me personally, where I don't have to show up every single day for hours at a time to be a trader. I want to be a trader for 15 minutes a day and go live my life. I want to play video games throughout the day also without coming back to my charts. That's just me personally. Some people share the same goals, right? But and also for them, they know they can't, even if they work, they can't come to their charts often. They can't take a peek at their charting. They can't even take a 5-minute break, because some of them are nurses, some of them are doctors, some of them are engineers. It just depends on their personal lifestyle when it comes to different trading. So they have to fit trading into that lifestyle, right? That's just basically how it works. And so here I come, higher time frame. Why don't you go up to the weekly? Why don't you go up to the daily? Why don't you enter trades on the daily and the 4 hour? At least that way you have money working for you, so you don't have to work for it in the forex market, right? And here's what this does. Like, when you figure out who you are, when you figure outcome of what you're looking for, because what this does is it fixes when they need to place trades, how long they know they can be available to place a trade, right? Per their currency pair, they know they're going to be holding a trade for more than 24 hours, up to a week. Sometimes take them at least 5 to 15 minutes to enter a trade. And this is helping them connect with who they are as a trader. They understand the outcome of what it is to be a trader, a swing trader. What is your outcome from being a day trader? You have to figure that out, right? You have to know how it looks. What does your trading life look like when you decide to be that scalper? What does it look like when you decide to be that day trader? What does it look like when you decide to be that swing trader? Because you're the one showing up to put in the work, right? And then, you have to decide your learning curve and how long you want it to take for you to see these results. So I want you guys to think about everything we talk about, and then I'm going to get off of here, okay? Determine your learning curve. Like, how long do you want to learn how to receive these results, right? How long are you going to practice before you go live? A lot of times I see a lot of traders learn something really quick and then go live and basis who I'm not teaching, right? People DM me, they email me and say, Shaquan, I was learning, it was okay, I went live, I done lost a lot of money, I done blew my account. And sometimes before they get to me, they've blown 2 to 3 accounts, right? Still trying to figure out, put the pieces together, but they're putting the pieces together per someone else. not themselves. And you have to figure out how long you want it to be until you can implement something, right? With your real actual money. Unless you got money to just keep putting into the account, okay, cool, right? But you have to be realistic about what this actually is and what you're actually doing. I know for me, my result as a coach is in the last 3 months, I've helped two traders go full time, leaving their jobs. They went full time in trading. At least 10 traders I've helped become independent who can successfully trade on their own. They can successfully place their own trades, and they're encouraging others to do the same, right? Because when you know better, you do better. But each one today, an older client who I taught in January, she just literally came to me yesterday and she said, Shaquan, because of you, I now have a technique that works, right? Because of your process, because of what you taught me, because of the steps that you've given me. And she's a freaking scalper. You see what I mean? And I teach swing traders. You know what I mean? So once again, it's the mindset and what you say you want to do personally, and you make it fit into your schedule. You make it fit for who you actually want to be as the trader, right? And so, she learned this information within 2 months, right? She buckled down, she learned it, and she kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Because you have to figure out the best way that you learn. Do you learn best in a course? Do you learn best in a one-on-one session? Do you learn best in a group? Do you learn best by reading a book? Or is it a combination of sources? How can you personally bring in the information, right? How do you best learn the information? If y'all are on Trading View and it's messing up, you guys, then follow me on Instagram at the Shaquan Lopez, and then that should work out better. Instagram handle in, and this should work out better if it'll let me. So it's at the Shaquan Lopez, and y'all could just join the live over here, okay? So yeah, so you time frame that you want to learn the information in. I know for me personally, it takes me about 12 weeks to teach people when they come to me in a group formation, when they come into my group, or it takes less than 6 weeks when they come to me one-on-one, right? I'm like, listen, I'm going to teach you what you need to know. I'm going to teach you how you can see it for yourself. We're going to work on a schedule. We're going to work on a watch list. We're going to work on when you show up, when you're going to place a trade, when you're not going to place a trade. And you're going to be able to do this on your own because of what we've implemented, the process and the grind that I put them through, which is it's not even hard. It's just saying, I'm not going to overwhelm you in what you're doing. YouTube is going to overwhelm you. Baby Pips is going to overwhelm you. A lot of groups with too many strategies and too many systems and too many time frames is going to overwhelm you. But when you come to me and you say, Shaquan, I know I want to be that swing trader, we're just going to focus on that one technique, one setup. Here's where your stop loss goes. Here's how you test it per currency pair, and we move on with the information from there, right? But you got to figure out who you are and what that looks like to you. So before you say you want to be the trader, you guys, just start off by writing what you can do based on your time. If you know you work a 9 to 5, okay, then when you get home and you shower and you eat, 7 to 9 is your time. That's what it is. If you know you do better in the morning, okay, well, maybe 7 to 8:30 is your time, right? If you know you do better on lower time frames, okay, start with 2 or 3 time frames at a time, right? If you know you do better on higher time frames, start with time. I know for the most part, I teach people one time frame at a time. This is the time frame we focus on. This is how you see the setup. When you want to add a time frame, then we'll add it. Until then, take trades on this time frame only. Most people I teach are only taking trades from a daily time frame, believe it or not. Money, and they're getting the system, and they're getting the technique, right? If you know you want to be a scalper or a day trader, just do what you need to do to show up, but don't make it to where it's distracting you from what you actually need to do. Okay, that's the most important part. But you guys, become selfish, but become realistic also. Do what you can do for right now. Do what you can do as a parent, as a full-time student, part-time student, a worker, whatever the title you are holding that's taking up your time. make trading fit in it, but don't make trading be like the thing that makes you addicted to these charts, the thing that takes your peace, right? This can be a successful business for you. You can be a successful trader, but don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it overwhelm you. Okay. So I'm going to do Q&A for a few minutes for anyone who has questions. I'm gonna see if I can get my other page up as well. I don't have my YouTube up. I just know it's through TradingView. I can answer one or two really quick because I actually have 2 client sessions coming up back to back. But if you guys want to learn more, if you want me to help you, you guys can DM me through Instagram and let's just have a quick conversation. If you decide you want to work with me one-on-one behind the scenes, you don't to get the information within 6 weeks, you guys, you want to become an independent trader within 6 weeks, then make sure you guys click the link in my bio and set up a discovery call. Book a free 15 to 20 minutes with me and we can have a conversation. Okay. If you want to join the coaching group, the Swing the Shaquan Lopez, then you guys make sure you click the first button after you click the link in my bio. Okay. So is there anyone here who has a question? You said TradingView was cutting out. That sucks. That sucks. Is there anyone who has a question? And before you got a question, ask a question that can personally help you. The second rule is once you ask that, I can help you so you can take the right action. Okay. If I got the answer to your personal question for you specifically, I'll answer it. If I don't know the answer, I'll let you know that, but I will give you the answer. Okay. So is there anyone here who has a question? Or did I do okay to where you can start saying, hey, let me start writing this stuff down and really thinking about what it is that I want to do as a trader? Any questions so far, you guys? And if you say, Shaquan, I'm just private, I'm cool, DM me then. Waterbreed Life says she is speaking fast. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do my best, give y'all the real quick. Right, y'all? I don't see any questions. Sorry for the ones who are on YouTube. If you are asking questions, I'll be back on next week to do another live lesson. Make sure I'm at the Shaquan Lopez or my YouTube channel SLFX Trader, because I am going to be dropping some more gems on both of those come the end of this week. So make sure you guys are following and you guys are subscribed. Once again, DM me if you would like to work with me, and I will talk to you guys later. And enjoy your week, you guys. Talk to everybody later.